1, 2, 3.
Hey out there, Internet, and welcome to the Between the Profound and the Profane Inauguration Special. You and our millions of other supporters and fans are joining us here to air our grievances?
Something. I don't know. We're here, and we got a giant audience. It's huge. You got to see it. They're a great audience. It's glorious.
The best audience.
Mm-hmm. We told them to be quiet. They're being very quiet.
They're a listening audience.
Mm-hmm. They're one of those captivative audience.
Captive audience. Captivated audience.
They're captivated. That's why they're not being held captive.
So we spend about 2 hours on this one, right?
Roughly.
So 2 hours trying to dig into how we feel, mostly, about the inauguration, trying to make some jokes, trying to make light of it.
Trying.
To the best of our ability.
Uh-huh.
I mean, in the end, remember, we are jokesters. Ha 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 ha. They don't call you Josh for nothing.
That's because that was my name. I guess I've been wrong all these years. I was wrong for a while there. That's another story for another time. When Josh was not my name.
So this whole thing is completely uncut for the most part. We didn't touch any of it. We haven't scrubbed anything. There's nothing we've done to it. We figured we'd keep it raw.
Pretty raw. We're adding this.
Yeah, we're adding the disclaimer that it's raw.
It is very raw.
That we were pretty raw while recording it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to come off messy.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah,
It's messy. It's and raw. It's raw and messy.
I think that's the only way that we can.
Yeah. Yeah. Like revenge sucks. It's not even pleasant.
Like the political game that we've been watching for the past few years. So, take it as you will. Take it as mostly the blustering of three fools in an apartment somewhere outside of Houston. And take it for as much enjoyment as you can out of it.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Enjoy.
I got Arizona residency, one day too late to vote on this election day. And every year before I've been too drunk to register, I'd say that I don't believe in it anyway. I still shake my head at ballots cast for elephants. I shake my head at ballots cast for donkeys. Cause I swear to God our leaders, they will be the death of us. There's a ballot we can cast to set us free. But there's no brick we can throw that will end poverty. You can't blow up SB 1070. Things will never be as simple as when I was 12 years old, reading Karl Marx in my bedroom alone. And since there have been laws, there have been criminals. There have been thieves since there's been property. And the day will come again when none of those things are around. I just hope it's before people go extinct. So vote November 2nd if it seems right to you. Don't vote if you think it just holds us down. Just tell me what we're gonna do on November 3rd to make sure there's no government left to elect 2 years from now. Just tell me what we're gonna do on November 3rd to make sure there's no government left to elect 2 years from now.
This is welcoming the oath to office and the collapse of the social order, brought to you by Between the Profound and the Profane. Oh, God damn it, why did I choose you two?
Because everyone else was worse than this.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, how's it going, Chris?
It's going all right.
Yeah.
Hey, Ian.
Hi, Ian.
Hi, guys.
Okay, the reason we're laughing so vigorously is it's taken us 20 minutes just to press the stupid record button.
Oh, man.
To bring you this very special episode of Between the Profound and the Profane. Because I feel like something happened this weekend
Something
that we should talk about.
Think so. There's something big. Some big went down, I think.
Did Cheeto Factory explode?
It was puffed.
Puffed. Oh,
That's how they puff them.
Somebody's gold-plated the White House, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh God, yeah. He is. He's the first rapper president. Not like the good rapper either.
I wonder if the White House will now come standard with the president's last name over it.
He's gonna print it over.
Yeah, print it over it, just so you know who's in charge.
Dude, he's fucking Prince John from the animated Robin Hood.
Oh man,
solid gold hubcaps.
Which one? Animated Robin Hood.
The Disney Robin Hood with the fox. A pox on the phony king of England.
Yeah, that one. It's been a while. I haven't seen that.
He's the only president that's like, nah, I need 2 White Houses. The first one isn't good enough for me.
No, that's not that. He owns the Mar-a-Lago, which is a resort that the guy who built it wished it to be.
Oh no, Christie doesn't own that anymore.
He wished it to be the place that the president would winter in. It's a resort in Florida, and he wanted presidents to use it. Trump bought it a few years ago, like 30 or so years ago, probably.
Oh,
and
really?
so now he's calling it the Winter White House.
I see. Yeah, it's really good when you have to self-title it that.
So it's really good when your president gets 2 giant mansions to travel back and forth to not do his
A
job.
vacation house, yeah.
Because he's
like that's a pretty ballsy thing. Like that's ballsier than George Bush. Like he went on a lot of vacations, but like it was far more innocent on his part in a sense.
To a ranch that he owned and liked to play cowboy on.
Yeah, exactly. He just wanted to be president one day, cowboy.
But he never called it Cowboy White House.
Yeah, it wasn't Little White House in the Prairie.
Didn't his dad own that land? Or
Yeah.
I mean, like
family land.
Yeah, it was family land. It wasn't like I bought this a couple years back. Now I'm the president, and that's where I winter. It's the Winter White House.
It's the Winter White House.
Winter White House. Isn't that clever? I'm going to keep that. That's great.
So, if you just gained sentience in this realm today, or whenever you're listening to this, you might not know, but we have a new president.
Oh, yeah, that's what we've been talking about. That crazy motherfucker.
Yeah, we have a totally different president. Like, a completely different president than what we've ever had, actually, to my knowledge, at least in our lifetimes.
I don't think even this is
Like
unprecedented.
President.
I don't think that this has ever like this has actually taken office.
We're recording this like it's 5 days in, correct?
The inauguration happened on January 20th, and today's date is Wednesday, the 25th.
Okay, so yeah, we're 5.
Yeah,
so we're 5 days in, and he's not following any rules that any presidents before him have followed, and you said it best. It's unprecedented.
Precedented.
Yeah.
PSA. Those are 2 different words.
Say brown recluse.
Brown recluse.
Recluse.
Brown recluse.
Brown recluse.
Yes.
2 different words, people.
Okay. Michigan word battles.
Michigan word battles.
Either we can't pronounce anything, or the rest of the country is to blame.
You're from Michigan. We're from Texas.
None of us
we even communicate.
None of us speak right.
It's surprising,
isn't it? Okay then. Some water on that.
Yeah, get some water.
Why did you okay then?
It was an okay. I need a drink of water.
Mm.
Oh, I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to interrupt the flow of conversation.
This podcast is brought to you by water. It's water.
This podcast is.
Did you mute yourself?
No, okay. Actually, I didn't. This
right.
podcast is. Yeah, cut that.
Cut it.
This podcast is brought to you by water. The clean stuff won't be around for long.
Yeah, very true.
It's okay. We're gonna upgrade to electrolytes.
Yeah.
It's what the people crave. Because remember, the country was given back to us.
You know, if we weren't living in Red Dawn, I might find these jokes funny still.
I know.
But
yeah,
we've been making the same jokes for a year and a half.
Yeah, we really are about to start just dumping gallons of Gatorade onto our farms. Like, it really is about to happen, and it won't be funny after the first 6 months.
I don't know. It sucks. When your
Like-
favorite form of comedy, you just lost it because it's become too real.
Yeah. I literally, during the election, like, briefly, it literally, everything that I was hearing, I thought it was like a Saturday. I'd wake up and I'd hear the news, and I'd literally think they're referring to a Saturday Night Live skit. And then, like, I would find out 5 minutes later that, no, wait, the president actually said that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, everything seemed so funny, and then, like, now it's just no longer funny. Like, it's hard for me to laugh at this shit, even a little bit.
Well, I stopped finding this shit funny sometime last year.
Like satire.
Yeah, you found it at least funny the first, I would say. At least as far as I don't know for sure on.
I can't find any good satire or their satire, and I just don't find it funny anymore because it's just like I'll find stuff from a few years back, and like I was watching an old comedian, the old Patton Oswalt special.
Yeah.
From like 4 years ago. And he was saying stuff about all that crap, and it was just like, oh my god, this is scary. Because the stuff like he was like joking about, like there's no way, and it's just like, no, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh man.
I mean, as people who might fancy themselves some form of comedians, like, how do we come here to these mics and create a universe more absurd than the one I've been waking up in every day for the past 5 days?
It's a challenge, man. Like, literally. I try to think of funny things to say, and, like, normally, like, all through, like, out of the group of us, you know, I was probably a bigger fan of Obama than you two.
Faux show.
Yeah. And that being said, you know, I'm not a 100% advocate on everything he's done by any means at all.
For sure.
And, yeah. And anyways, like, I had no problem making fun of him. And I had no problem making fun of George W. Bush. And I had no fun of making fun of Bill Clinton. Like, this time around, though, especially since he's been in office, since the day before the inauguration when he landed, since that moment, I've found it very, very hard to make fun of him outside of that ridiculous stuff.
I mean,
there's a really long tie.
as a court jester, as jestery types, our job is to, like, nail the king to the wall anytime he even opens his stupid fucking mouth. But throwing a dart at this at the
ogre,
throwing a dart at this ogre, throwing a dart at the Golden Showers Emperor, Donnie Tiny Hands, Donnie Chubby Pants Tiny Hands, our great leader. Throwing it doesn't stick. He's fucking made of smoke. Nothing. Like, no, you can't.
He gets
stick
really
it.
upset. He gets really upset over little things all the time.
There's a bounty out for that guy that punched that Nazi in the face.
Yeah, that's white nationalists.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do with Nazis. You punch them in the
Well,
face.
the Nazis don't want to get punched
Ask
in the face.
Captain America.
No, the Nazis don't want to get punched in the face.
Ask Captain Haagen-Dazs.
Captain Haagen-Dazs.
We won't get into her.
So,
cut that, Brian.
You out there listening in the future where bombs might have blown out every last bit of our once great nation might be wondering how exactly we got here.
And how do flash drives work? This stuff is magic.
Oh man.
So we are three dudes who don't vote. We're going to be honest about that up front. I've never registered to vote.
I tried this year. I was going to.
I think I'm like halfway there.
I filled out the paperwork 4 times.
I think I'm like registered, but I have to like you have to get the thing and mail it in and find where you're supposed to vote.
Yeah, they don't like
send you all that crap and yada yada yada. Let's make this hard so that no one can actually vote.
Shouldn't polling stations just be polling stations?
I've never really had an address.
Oh yeah, that's always confusing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't sign my name on anything. Like it's a rule.
But beyond not voting, we've always been rather engaged in the political thing, as well as we stand outside of the left-right paradigm, like completely.
Stand a little left of center.
I would say we're physically, as a group, if we were to classify us as a group of sorts, like probably fiscally conservative but socially liberal would be the plainest 2 stickers.
I'm stepping off. See, I step off.
That's where I was going. Is if you got if politics right now is a line and you got a left side or a right side, we jumped off that line sometime a long time ago.
Yeah, we're not on the line.
That line, we jumped over it. We're just kind of plummeting down somewhere, or we rocketed off. We're not really sure yet. Sometimes it varies. We're it's like a parable. It goes up and down. It just happens.
So you might be wondering what gives us the right to preach anything to anybody, being non-voting lazeabouts.
Especially since I think the word I was looking for was parabola.
You were. Who don't who don't care for either the left or the right. To me, I think it gives us the most authority to speak on this because we have viewed this culture from outside for so long.
Yeah, because we don't really like either one.
No, well, we the one thing that I agree with both Democrats and Republicans on is that 100% of the government is completely inept and incompetent.
At this point it really is.
Every time either side says this is inept or incompetent, it's like, yeah, it is. You are right. And then the other side's like, no, it's not. It's like, but they are right. And then the other side's like, well, but this is wrong and this is inept. And it's like, you are right as well, sir. And the other side's, but they're wrong. It's like, no, you're wrong this time.
Yeah,
this time you're wrong. Everything is wrong.
Yeah, this time
if someone has a problem with it,
wrong.
There's something wrong.
Nothing is right about this whatsoever. Like, and part of the reason, some of my family and stuff, asked me like why I didn't, vote for Hillary, being that I hate Donald Trump so much. And like at the time, like during the election, I was like, more people in America probably will vote for Hillary Clinton than Donald Trump. And then I woke up and found out that that's true.
That is true.
I found out that
is not an alternate fact.
That's not an alternative fact.
Actual fact. It is not one of those alternate ones. Like the alternate fact is that Trump lost because of the millions and millions of unregistered voters that voted for Hillary.
Yeah.
And that's why he lost the popular vote.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because there was, how many cases of that this time around? Was it 0?
0.
I believe it was 0. I'm pretty sure.
That is also an alternate fact that you're presenting to people.
Oh, that's an alternate fact?
To Trump's facts, which are the facts.
Oh, okay.
We got to change facts. We got to turn facts, put them on their head, and alternate and agitate them until they become Trumpisms.
Oh, okay. Because I thought alternative facts were Trump's facts.
No, it's going to be great.
Oh, okay. Those are great facts. That's what we're going to start calling
them. They want
them.
you to get confused. You're not going to know what the facts are anymore.
No, I mean,
that's the point.
Let's copyright great facts.
This is what newspeak is.
You don't want to know what the actual facts are. They don't want. You're going to be confused.
I mean, I remember that we were discussing earlier about certain laws that have been enacted, and I said I wanted to actually see like the wording on the law, and
That didn't help, did it?
no, it made me more confused as to how.
Imagine-
Anyways, I'm not going to open up that
Imagine
entire
the-
bucket
I
of
know,
worms,
right?
but
But
like
imagine the
literally,
people that have to
it's
follow
not
these
written in
orders.
legal context. Like these laws that he's passing through, these executive orders, I should say, are not presented in a legal context at all. Like, he didn't even talk to a person about like these. I don't think he talked to a single person about his decisions in the past 5 days.
On the contrary, I believe he did talk to somebody.
Well,
but it's not the kind of person that you want him to talk to present these ideas
Oh.
to him. He's gutted the government, brought in his own people who he thought were great and would be a big help, and would, drain out the swamp.
Oh yeah.
Drain out the swamp by completely destroying the government.
Yeah, by putting in a few giant swamp monsters to scare away everybody in the swamp.
He just changed the swamp.
Yeah, he just changed the landscape
We're
of
gonna
the
put
swamp.
new monsters in here. We're gonna get rid of this swamp. The swamp's gone.
They're worse than the
The
Mike
EPA
monster.
swamp. That's a swamp too. They got rid of that swamp. The EPA was a swamp.
So
It's on
how
issues.
did we get
Okay.
here? Because I tried to start saying about 15 minutes ago.
I told you this was going to be hard.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Good lord.
Jesus.
It's the government's fault. They did this to themselves.
They really,
And that
I mean,
is
really,
a-
both
that is a
both,
really-
both parties really did do it to themselves as the
As the fetus of an attitude.
just the
is that
fact
an idea?
that I know that you were mentioning earlier about how that the DNC actually bumped up Trump's airtime.
Yeah, we found that
And-
out through the WikiLeaks. Bullshit.
It was basically 3 million plus hours of airtime that he received.
Yeah.
And it was due to the DNC working with Time Warner Cable and a few other major
They called him the Pied Piper
news-
candidate.
and,
in
Oh,
their
the-
in the
yeah.
emails, they call him the Pied Piper candidate.
I would say that's pretty accurate.
So yeah, I mean the DNC did that and all, but before any of that starts happening, like that's within the campaign. Like these fears have been being prepped up and stoked for years upon years upon years. From the second that Bush stepped down, actually even before that, when Obama started campaigning, there has been such an anti-left rhetoric
Yeah.
coming from the right.
once Obama won, especially.
Oh, it got amped up. It just got progressively amped up.
Yeah.
But during the campaign, it was leftist this, he's a communist that.
Wants to
Yeah.
kill your babies, wants to steal your guns, wants to take over.
Yeah, that is when they started doing the really big campouts of the white pride movement, like nationwide. Like,
Yeah.
In case you forget, they started
I
that.
believe one great documentary to point out for anybody interested in that is, I believe it's called "White America Feeling Wronged," and it's an interesting Vice documentary, I believe.
I don't know if that was made by Vice. It was an HBO, though.
Okay, yeah,
Maybe it was Vice, but I don't remember.
Yeah. Anyways, I forget who does, but it was a good documentary if you're interested in that part of the movement, which started 2008, 2007.
I guess so, yeah.
So
2007 is about when he really
The campaign
announced
would have
it, the
started.
campaign
yeah,
and everything.
and if you see those rallies, they're relatively small, and they're all the same people that you see at Trump's rallies these days. But nowadays it's much more evenly spread as far as the wealth divide. In the beginning, at least most of the ones I've seen were like definitely lower class.
So Obama wins the election, and the left hate machine starts ramping up. This is when Fox News really blows up. Like, this is when we start watching Fox News, because we need to watch Fox News to understand what other people are being told.
At that time period, we would flip between Colbert Report and I believe it was
Bill O'Reilly ran
Yeah.
during the same time.
oh man!
But that's when Glenn Beck. These are the years when Glenn Beck starts making his career and fortune really, really big and starts really blowing
He
up.
was probably Yeah, when he really blew up.
Well, no,
'Cause
he
he was around before
Yeah.
that.
a
but
little bit.
And
but he
and
was,
Rush and Rush Limbaugh, of course, was pretty.
That was when he was
popular at that
pushing
point.
the Obama is the Antichrist movement
yeah.
and all that other stuff that he did. Because I think he did have the Obama is the Antichrist
Yeah.
thing. He
Oh
was-
yeah.
Yeah, he was
Bringing up Bible
passages.
passages and yeah.
So they pushed this this anti-left, anti-liberal hate machine simultaneously. The entertainers and media are, as well as the right government, churning up this just filthy, almost a racist hatred, like just
Oh, yeah.
deep bone,
Deep undercutting,
bile,
you know,
like
just
bile hatred of the opposition, to where by the time the Republicans take the House
yeah.
in 2010, right?
I believe
they took
so.
the
yeah.
House.
2010, yeah. Yeah, that would be
2010
accurate.
or 2011.
No, it would have been 2010.
Yeah,
It was every 2
even,
years.
yeah. So yes,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, their switch out is faster than the president. It
Yeah,
doesn't
every
two
take-
years, yeah.
it doesn't take freaking like another month before it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they brought the government to a screeching halt.
Yeah. Thank you, Mitch.
Well, no. Well, he also Obama selected a whole bunch. He
Great
wanted to
job.
compromise. He wanted a more. He was under the whole. We're going to compromise. We are going
Shout out
to
to
work
Ted.
together. Our government is going to work because I'm going to make the Democrats and the Republicans come to an agreement on things. Like we need to talk, come to tables, figure things out, and that didn't happen.
Yeah, no, I mean after they
At
start
all.
shutting down the government, the problem on the left is that they didn't do anything. They still tried to compromise, and by compromise, I mean give them everything they wanted.
Yeah, Obamacare was just basically what Romney's idea with another label slapped on it.
It was
Yeah,
Clinton had
essentially.
it. Clinton had it, and an idea very, very similar. It's been in the work. They've had that basic
It came-
outline since the 80s.
It came from
and
Bob Dole first.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, someone probably came
Yeah,
up with it before.
I'm sure, but, for the most part,
all right.
Bob Dole
if
is
we,
credited.
Yeah, if we want to say so, 92.
92.
Accurate?
Yeah, it was a 92 Bob Dole thing.
Yeah.
Huh.
So okay,
And it didn't get
Yeah.
passed then, and then, Romney brought it to Minnesota? Where was he?
Oh, Romney. He was from. No, he was
Maine.
from. No.
He's from Utah.
Yeah.
But, like, he was
Oh,
governor
yeah,
of
Massachusetts, I believe. Yeah.
One of those MA states.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it was like, no, it wasn't Michigan. This
No.
guy.
No,
would know.
Massachusetts.
He
I'm
would
pretty
know
sure,
it if
yeah.
they-
Yeah, I was like, he would know if it was Michigan.
Oh yeah.
It's like it was Michigan.
most of the time.
He brought what they started calling Romney Care, which is
Yeah,
the same.
It was
plan.
the same principle. Yeah, because at that point, like basically, the government has decided to say, you know what, this needs to go through, otherwise there will be public outrage. You know, at this point, we were the only nation in the world that wasn't providing something similar to that. I mean, it's a lot. You know, Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, as it should be called, it's not perfect at all. It's actually worse than most governments. But before that, there was nothing government funded for healthcare.
So he's compromising and giving the right everything they want. The right base is churned up into a seething hatred for the left, to the point where about fucking 8 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, I remember saying to Ian and some of our friends, like, I'm really afraid that within 10 to 12 years, we're going to start having, like, liberals being hung in the street, or just people being called liberals, like, lynched in the street. Like, that's how afraid I was at that point, just from the rhetoric that was going on. And I feel like I'm pretty right about it at this point.
Yeah, Chris Stradamus has been doing a pretty good job so far. I mean, honestly, I was like, Chris is probably, like he's on to something, but I don't think it's going to quite progress to that level. And then every single day just keeps bringing us closer and closer to that vision.
To the bridge, to the edge, to
Yeah.
the precipice of everything.
Yeah.
So while they're doing that, the middle class is being gutted by, old laws. Obama signing NDAAs, expanding the Patriot Act, and expanding the drone war. People at home are getting more and more poor. We bring the soldiers home again, and guess what? We don't help them out again.
Yep.
Because we never do.
Yeah, that's not Obama's fault. We never do anything. We never do. Never.
Ever. It's pretty atrocious, and it's gone on since.
Which is funny because that is the
War
Republicans'
One.
argument against more socialized health care, if you will, is that the VA is government health care, and you see how that works, and it's like, but it's the Republicans' fault that it works this way. They go against everything that would help the veterans, and then they complain about the veterans not getting help. Yeah, I am. I'm just not.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they complain about the veterans not getting help. But every time legislation or bills come up for veterans getting help, the Republicans are the reason why they usually
we
won't
can't
pass.
spend $40 million less money this year on building tanks that we don't need. Like we can't give that to the VA. No, that would be crazy to put those poor factory workers out of the factory working business.
And they're really good at
out of the tank building factory.
Blaming the Democrats because Obama's in office.
Oh yeah,
the Republicans do all of these things, and it's thrown onto the shoulders of the Democrats because Obama's in office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
nothing's getting done because Obama.
Yeah, we're not going to
and now they have nothing holding them back.
So yeah, that brings us to this point: the campaign itself, the what was going on there. We enter this strange world where a populist on the left is the most popular candidate, and a populist on the right is the most popular candidate, and somehow an establishment Democrat ekes it out and wins the primary to run against the populist on the right.
Yeah.
And as we were saying before, that was because of the Pied Piper DNC leaks. The Democratic Party itself, colluded to force Clinton down our throats.
Yeah. They basically took away Bernie's campaign. They stole it from him. I'm aware that he did get less votes than Hillary in quite a few counties, but overall they insisted that he was the weak candidate, and they really forced everyone. As I know, you guys were more on the Bernie train than any other political candidate, I believe, right?
Oh, I would have actually voted.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, same here. Same here. I was going to vote for Gary Johnson, but second to that, if Bernie had stayed in, I would have voted for Bernie, absolutely. That's...
I can't say... I mean, I was pro-Bernie, but I can't say I was a huge Bernie supporter.
I see. Would you have voted for him? No? You wouldn't have voted for him to get him over Hillary, over Trump?
Mm-mm.
Really?
Mm-mm. Wouldn't have been any better. Wouldn't have changed anything.
Oh, that wasn't about changing anything.
Yeah,
for
no,
me.
it wouldn't have done anything.
He's not. I mean, he's not. He's not as left as I would like him to be. But
no, my argument for voting for Bernie was that I have friends who have kids.
I mean, I understand.
And I would rather have them grow up with a president,
Bernie Sanders. Yeah,
Bernie Sanders, who says, maybe we can make college free, even if we never do. Maybe we can get universal health care, even if we never do.
Yeah,
because that's far better for children to grow up with than
maybe we can change standardized testing.
So that was my reasoning. I didn't believe anything that Bernie said. I did not believe a promise. I did not trust him in that way. He was still part of the establishment. Yeah. He was still going to do what was best for the government and what was best for the government.
Mm-hmm. I think he would have been better than Barack Obama.
He would have been an ardent supporter.
There's no arguments. I have no argument there at all. The only reason I would have voted for Bernie was more on a more he morally fits with me, and that's all I'm looking for.
I'll give you that one.
I just need somebody who I can.
Yeah, that's why I didn't vote for Gary Johnson later in the election, was because he broke his treaty with the Green Party, and that right there is just such a shitty sign of a leader. He was basically just supposed to keep his mouth closed on all his really, really dumb personal opinions. His personal opinions, like literally he broke his treaty with the contract with the Green Party over his really dumb opinions and his lack of ability to keep his mouth closed on them.
And the DNC took that away from us. Like, not only took that away from us, but took those votes away from themselves. Because the second they did that, the second that came out that happened, I was not voting for a Democrat.
Well, and I mean, and even a lot of the counties that he did win weren't properly done. When they did the caucuses, they suppressed the shit out of Bernie Sanders' everything. Like it's like it's our votes to count. If we want to count it this way, we're going to count it this way. Or that one where he obviously won, and then the person called it for Hillary, and they were like, "Do we want to do a recount?" She's like, "No, we're done. Motion's passed, done." And they just blew through it, and it's like, wait, this is wrong.
Yeah.
They knew it was wrong, and she was like, "No, don't care. Hillary got it," and gave it to Hillary just right then and there. And everybody was just like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yeah. Not to mention the coin tossing bullshit.
Yeah, it's just like the emails.
Well, those are just archaic rules.
Where they're trying to scream about the emails getting hacked and everything, and then they completely forget the fact that these emails are real. They happen. So I agree with her. Of course, I'm going to agree with the right on that. It's like, these are real. They did happen. That is fucking terrible that they happen. But that doesn't negate anything that the right has done either. Like, they keep looking at these things, and people think it's like, well, this is going to negate that. It's like, no, none of these negate anything. These are all evil or bad, and just these are all things that I can't accept, and I shouldn't be forced to accept them. And so, that's how I feel about most of these elections.
The emails you're talking about are the WikiLeaks. I feel like I'm having
the WikiLeaks.
The WikiLeaks spread.
The DNC, like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, we're talking about the DNC hacks, the DNC leaks came from WikiLeaks, and that is what is being now propped up by the right as to why we shouldn't have elected Hillary, which I fully agree with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do agree.
I fully agree with that.
I fully agree with that. They're along with other things, and it's just like these are all terrible things they did. That was not presented with somebody that was electable to me, and I feel a lot of Americans felt that way. Where almost half of America didn't vote.
Yeah,
we watched the Republicans for the last, like I said, we were talking about earlier.
Not to mention,
they showed us not voting as a vote.
Oh yeah,
And that is the action that America has taken, and these protests seem like it's the continuation because. Everyone will say, "You want to talk about it? What are you doing?" It's like this is what we're doing.
But God, you jump around so much. You're bouncing from here to over here to over here, and then back, and then over here, and then you go underneath. Woo!
It's the rabbit chases the squirrel around the tree, and then you have to go like over the branch. What is it? Over the? I forget how you tie your shoes.
Shut up, Ian.
I forget how you tie your shoes.
You know how I haven't been able to say anything for you two for the past like 5 minutes.
Oh, we're going back and forth.
Yeah.
We were trying to like go in a kind of order, like somewhat of a like. But we need cohesion. We need I know we all got a lot to say on it, and we're just but we're trying not to spiral too far out because we're going to touch everything. So going back around and it's a little bit muddled, is what I was saying.
Well,
don't shrug at me. I'm just imparting notes to you.
I forget exactly what we were saying just a minute. You were saying just a minute ago, but I know that part of the reason why it was super difficult to vote, or part of the reason why there's not a feeling in my heart that I had to vote this time around, was basically. Part of it was the archaic rules that they have in place, such as the coin tosses they did between Hillary and Bernie that made national news, as well as the fact that they have election day on a Tuesday during business hours. What the fuck? You can't do that and work at a normal job. Like, that just physically does not work. So, like, everyone who has a job that you can't just take the day off because your factory won't allow it, like, that means you're not able to vote. Like,
there's also a lot of us that feel like it doesn't matter anyways. He lost the vote. He lost the popular vote by over 1 million people, and he still won.
Over 3 million at this point.
yeah,
over 3
3
million?
million. Yeah.
Over 3 million Americans, even that voted. Over 3 million other people voted for someone else.
Yeah,
and it was still no.
I had
know
a small amount of confidence that more people would vote for Hillary, so there's no reason for me to have to spend my vote on her, because I don't morally want her as president. But I mean, Jesus Christ, after a few days of Trump being in office and actually seeing him follow through on the worst ideas that he's had, like, it's just difficult. Like, at this point, I almost want. It's hard to say.
So, I mean, all this bullshit between the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, like, leading even many, many years ago from the Bush era up into this bullshit, like, all of those things led people like us, and even reasonable people who normally would vote, to not vote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you got the other people that did vote for Trump that just were so tired of what they considered the norm, they were going to go for their populist.
Yeah.
Just because they wanted to try to shake it up. Like, they're tired of seeing your politicians in office. They just wanted to not see a politician.
Well, they got it. Congratulations, guys. He's not a politician. He's not working within the constitutional confines of being the president.
I still hold that some of those Trump voters would have went for Bernie.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely a good chunk of Trump supporters actually were people who were saying that, oh well, if Bernie doesn't get this, which it's clear he won't, if he doesn't, we're just going to switch to Trump because fuck Hillary Clinton. Like, and
well, not just fuck Hillary Clinton.
And I'm
just saying,
fuck the DNC.
It's fuck the Democratic Party.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
They asked for this.
Yeah.
And I don't obviously I don't condone that belief,
some of it
but
was a big protest against the Democratic Party. A lot of that, because I mean, it filled it because it was sweeping Republican across the board. They won everything, and a lot of it seems like maybe it was everyone saying, "Oh, Democrat, no, fuck you, Republican, just Republican down the board," because fuck the Democratic Party. They're frauds. They're evil. So.
I know plenty of people. I believe it was spread on Fox News, based throughout Fox News, that's how you're supposed to vote, is vote Republican on everything on the ballot. That's the only way to get what you want. It doesn't even matter which candidate, as long as it's Republican. It doesn't matter what issue,
And so, like, from there, I really do want to turn to the Democrats in the audience and say to remember all of this in 2018 and throughout this next year as the Democrats saddle up and sidle close to the Trump regime. Remember what they did in 2016 to give us this bullshit, and remember it in 2018 and 2020, and really remember it when you decide to turn to my ass and tell me that I'm not allowed to complain because I didn't fucking vote. You got me into this fucking mess. You and the Republicans who did vote. It's your faults. I get to complain all I fucking want. Which brings us to the point where I do kind of feel bad about not voting. Like, there is a part of me that does feel like I abdicated my duties as a citizen.
I really wanted to vote. It's just that I couldn't morally vote for any available candidate.
There's a certain point where I do have, like, there is, like, you have a moral obligation to vote against fascism.
Yeah, that part of there's a major part of me, especially now. Like, there's a major part of me now that really almost wants me to vot for him.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I have a hard time, guys.
I can't even say the name.
I don't want her as president. I'm sorry, my tongue keeps going numb when I try to say the word hill.
Well, I justified it to myself by saying that
Hill Monster Clinton. I mean, what?
The
Dr.
monster.
Doom.
Dr. Doom.
She was the Dr. Doom candidate.
Man.
Hillary Clinton was the Dr. Doom candidate.
Or I thought you said Doctor Who.
No,
I'm sorry.
Dr.
All
Doom.
right. Okay, gotcha.
We would have gotten free health care and Doom bots.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, Doombots.
Yeah, it would have been really cool, but
Yeah.
still a supervillain.
As
long as you live in their country, it's cool, right?
It would have been basically like the main reason I didn't vote for Hillary Clinton is just because she's really a big proponent of just secret war. That's the way that she wants warfare to be done. Is just kind of this.
Or we could vote for Red Skull.
Yeah, she'd do all of her villaining
Hell,
over
Hydra.
there in the East.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep all your villainy over there. Don't bring a villainy home.
But yeah, a lot of me thought that, let's go ahead and let them fucking vote President Red Skull.
I mean, honestly,
Let's let Hydra take over the fucking White House. Go ahead, because then at least we can all fight against Hydra rather than another 8 years of people fucking sleeping.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, it's kind of waking people up to the fact. It's just crazy that this seems to be what it takes.
Yeah, you
wake
have to have a
people
villain
up.
to fight.
It's just crazy because he has technically the better weapons, although it seems he doesn't seem to know how to use them.
Oh, man.
Like, there's no way to.
So fun. It's so funny. All the people talking about the Women's March where they left their signs in front of Trump's business places and saying, "Oh, you're littering." It's just the funniest thing to me.
I saw that meme going around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that was their protest, and you're like, you're littering. Oh, you don't like littering, and you're littering.
In all fairness,
Yeah,
like
it's
it
just
is
like,
a little like that it's just like minimum wage people.
They have to
clean all that shit up, or it's people who are in our jail system that have to go around and pick shit up,
Or the protesters come back by during their march and clean up after themselves.
well, why wouldn't they just throw it out in the appropriate place to begin with? I don't think they're coming back.
They're not
part of the
throwing anything
protest.
out. Part of the protest was to put their protest signs in front of Trump's towers.
It was part of the protest, and they took pictures.
Oh.
And like, hey, you're littering.
Oh,
And they were like, "Oh, y'all are all left, and you're supposed to be all pro environment."
so they left them all in one spot. Like
They left them on
right
the
there.
sidewalk in
Yeah,
front of
in
Trump
front of the
Towers.
Trump Towers, okay.
Yeah, that's why I find this so funny.
Okay,
That
all
they're
right,
like,
yeah, no,
hey,
oh
you're
yeah,
littering.
no, that's all right. Yeah, no, that would
Yeah.
probably be that would probably be protected under the First Amendment. I believe so. If every one of those people left a letter, I believe that would. Yeah,
Either way,
no,
that's
absolutely.
the most petty
That's not-
fucking thing I've ever
Yeah.
fucking heard.
Yeah, no,
Hey, you're fucking littering. Oh, well, go fuck yourself.
no.
Is a protest.
No,
Go
I
fuck
mean,
yourself.
yeah.
Just be glad we didn't. They didn't.
I
do
personally,
anything
I'm
worse.
a little bit of an environmentalist. I don't, I think littering is, bad. I think it's bad. I think littering is a bad thing, but at the same time, it's also not.
It's
in the middle
another
of,
form of peaceful protest.
It's not by Niagara Falls.
So are we supposed to feel bad for the white working class who quote unquote voted for him?
If they actively voted for him, I would say no. I would give that a pretty, I'd be like, I'm glad that you're having second thoughts, and I hope you vote differently in the future. Maybe I will think differently of you as a person.
How
but
many of them are having second thoughts at this point?
A lot. Trump
think?
actually, yeah. Well, now he's actually going through with a lot of his more radical ideas. So at this 5 days into it, I'd say he's lost supporters the first day he took office and a little bit before then, and then now he's probably gaining quite a few back. I kind of have a dark feeling that he's probably gaining back his support to what it was at the height of his election.
Trying to make sure America has their golden curtain.
Oh, yeah, the Golden Curtain?
Yes, the
Project Golden Curtain?
Star Spangled Wall.
Yeah. It's a glory. How many times? I guess we won't get it.
We won't know.
We won't get, yeah.
I wonder if I'll be hold one between Alaska and Russia.
I used the word glorious so many times.
the speech?
Yeah. We won't. I guess we won't get into that quite yet.
Oh no, that's how I was
a good
trying
time
to
to get
move
into the
towards
speech.
Okay, yeah.
We keep on firing off in every direction.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, we're pissed.
We're gonna
We knew-
really
we-
like.
We're gonna have to edit the shit out of this. We're pissed.
Yeah, this is gonna be really
Sorry.
rambly.
I told you,
I'm
this is
sorry
bad. Yeah.
to everybody.
Same here. I apologize. There's so much to this. There's
I
so
warned
many
you in the
angles.
living room that this is,
And it goes
could
back
get
so
bad.
far.
Well, we thought that digesting it would make it. I mean,
Yeah.
we've taken a couple of days to digest it.
Yeah, we've been doing some research, and every time that we like find out one new thing, I know so much less than I did before. It's
Well, new things are happening every fucking hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's all these new things. You're just like,
new,
it's like, oh my
new,
God.
terrifying, and illegal things are happening every hour. Like things that aren't constitutionally legal. All
But about
these-
that speech,
Oh yes, Sorry.
about the inauguration itself.
Okay, yeah.
The millions of people that were there.
Pardon me.
The largest,
Sorry.
Yeah. the largest attendance ever.
Period.
Period.
Oh, dude,
The largest
dude,
attendance
there
at an
is-
inauguration ever.
I am
Period.
I am so glad there was tens of millions of people there. Tens of millions.
Of the 400,000 people that rode the buses on that day, over 300,000 of them were just for the inauguration. He was saying, right? Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was at 379,000, I believe.
Yeah, because
Was the
those
number.
people weren't want to work.
So the speech and the inauguration itself were equal parts, like socialist, populist, like red state socialist, like
Oh, yeah.
the USSR, and equal parts fucking Hitler.
Yeah, and then mix about 50% of it with movie lines as well.
Oh yeah, the speech
Like
itself.
50% of it was movie lines, and then 25 and then 50% and 50% would be. I guess it's all movie, like all movie lines.
I would say
but-
no. It wasn't an actual speech. As you were listening to it, every bit was one. It was nothing but one-liners that looked like it was just little inspirational quotes they stole from movies. Every bit of it.
Yeah.
This is except for the carnage in Chicago.
What was funny is
This American carnage stops right here, right now. No,
Yeah.
that's from a movie too. I promise you.
What?
I just would have to find it.
Well, yeah, I'd say what was funny is he was doing a line and then he would do a line. Like he would do one line and then do a line.
Do you think he has a little pocket inside of his nose, like a chipmunk has inside of its mouth, like just specifically for hiding cocaine?
It looked like he was going to that big fuzzy microphone, like they sprinkled it with microphone dust, and he was trying to sniff out his speech. Like, let me find the answer in this. Yeah, there it is.
I mean, the words of the speech
Glorious.
itself were like equal parts, like stolen straight from Bernie Sanders. Level populism.
Yeah, the parts
and
that make people inspired.
and equal parts Benito Mussolini.
Yeah, the parts that make you terrified about the skulls and tombs and wastelands of our country, of our once great nation.
Well, the problem is, and this is the part where people like he's right. I've driven around. You've driven around. You've actually driven across this country.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's
you
decay.
know, it looks like
Go to Cleveland.
It's a
About the infrastructure?
it's a
to
decay
Flint.
for
He's
rural
right.
country.
He
Go
is
to-
right.
go to Detroit.
Yeah, no, I hate to admit it too. He's right about that.
Like I've called this place a second world country for a very, very long
I
time.
wouldn't call it that on inauguration day. Like that's not how you like enter into the presidency. Like it's supposed to be inspirational.
Yeah, we're actually at the point where we're really lucky we don't have more like really widespread disasters.
And it doesn't
from
have
bridge
to.
collapses
And I'm
because of how
not
bad our
saying that there
infrastructure
should be
is.
any lie to it at all. Like there are parts of this country that need to be fixed, and most presidents bring up the facts that they feel that need to be fixed. But this guy, it was all fucking doom, and like it was all just that every part of the country is in total decay and dismemberment, essentially.
The gangs, the drugs.
The crime.
You have to stoke those fears in order to really
Powdered
stir up
cocaine,
the-
that's not such a big deal.
You gotta- it's
Crack, now,
nationalism,
we need
dude.
to go after that.
You gotta remember, the cops are going to get more cops that are here to protect you because there's criminals on the streets. You're going to see more cops. We need more cops. There's going to be more cops
More
there.
cops.
They're going to be doing more. But what they're going to be doing, they're going to be taking these people off the streets, which means we're going to need more prisons.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to fill
Well-
our prisons back up, but they're criminals. These are all criminals.
National stop and frisks.
Oh,
we
wonderful.
need to do all these things to find these criminals and get them out of our country, be it illegal immigrants, criminals. We need to get rid of the criminals. If
I
they don't
don't-
agree with us, they are criminals, and we will get rid
Yeah,
of them.
this
That's how this
all-
is starting to really feel.
Yeah, it really is starting to feel that way. That's definitely the vibe that I'm getting every time that I try to read something online about this president. It's something really, really horrifying is happening, and it's leading straight towards fascism.
Yeah, 'cause
and actually, I think currently. I mean, the executive orders that he's passed out so far are literally breaking like all the amendments of the Constitution, besides maybe the second one. And you know what? We're not going to open up that can of worms on this one.
3 minutes to midnight, 7 days past fascism.
Yeah, that's a really accurate atomic clock. Like, that is our doomsday clock. We are during the Obama administration, we were at, I believe it was 6 minutes to midnight. Since the election has gone through, we are at 3 minutes to midnight, and we are steadily going towards 2. Like, at this rate, like, it is literally changing by once or more a day.
This
Going
clock is
closer
not
and
a
closer.
reliable measurement of time.
No, it's not a measurement of. It's a measurement of time we have left.
It is only
before
a good
nuclear
measurement
bombs
of a
start
sense
going.
of our impeding doom.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a spooky clock.
This
It's
is
a
our
spooky-
sense of
it's
impeding
a-
doom.
it-
This is
it-
how much we fear imminent demise.
It's a clock of existential spooky.
Yeah, it is a
so we are
spooky
constantly
clock,
2 minutes from death. It's
but it
lurking
is
around the corner.
In all fairness, it is a spooky clock, but it's a spooky clock run by nuclear scientists
Oh, I got all
across
that.
the world. Like, these are people who know way more than just about anybody else in the world.
I mean, definitely more than the 3 assholes in this room.
Oh, by far. So their spooky clock is just, to me, it's the spookiest.
I'm
clock.
with you. No, I
Okay.
agree.
Oh,
It's
I agree.
scary.
It is a scary
But
clock.
it is
It
an
is.
existential spooky clock.
It is, yeah.
It is
It's
there
a
to make you feel scary.
glorified existential spooky clock.
I said, no, I agree. They're smart. They're important. They're
Yeah.
people.
More important than anybody who just got elected or put into a cabinet position.
All right.
Yeah.
More smart and more important.
I tried to fit him in the cabinet, but he wasn't fitting.
What's my job again?
Chris Christie, I couldn't put him in the cabinet. Get in the cabinet, Chris.
Oh, do you think that Chris Christie is like the Harry Potter stepchild under the stairs of the Republican Party right now?
He puts, yeah.
Like they keep him under the stairs and drag him out. He's in a gimp suit.
He has an
They said
apple.
I can
He has
have
an apple in his
pizza.
mouth.
If I do this, they'll give me pizza. Because he
He's
looks
so
like the
against
kind of
the-
person that loves the fuck out of pizza.
And he's so against butt stuff. It's got to be pretty bad.
Bark like a dog, Chris.
Or no, I guess I'm sorry. I think that was Ted.
Bark
Cruz.
like a dog,
Sorry.
Chris.
He's against butt stuff.
No,
Where did
no,
this
that's
come
Ted
from?
Cruz. That was Ted Cruz.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah.
Most
Wrong
Republicans are
politician.
pretty against butt stuff anyways.
Which means they like butt stuff a whole
Yeah.
lot.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. What was it?
So back on the speech.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where we were on the speech. Then we
Oh
got
yeah,
to
so,
Republican
yeah,
butt
yeah.
stuff.
Besides
Man.
Donald Trump putting a
We are
saddle
going to
on
get
Chris
hate.
Christie and just like having him ride around as a
Can
presidential
we
limo.
publish this? We're gonna get all the hate.
So much hate mail.
From anybody. That
So much
disagrees
hate
with
mail
us.
sent to 1-800 bonus
fuck
hours at
yourselves.
gmail.com.
Yeah. What you can do with that opinion is you can get it nice and wet and shove it right up your ass.
Go ahead. Tell us we're wrong. I mean,
Shout at us. Mock us on the streets. Throw tomatoes at us.
Give us
I
good reasons
insist.
why we're wrong. We're up for conversation.
oh, I would love that.
I hope
My
these
thing is, I
comments
know
don't
how
come back to
anybody
bite
can
us.
disagree with us at this point. Like,
don't
we
know.
hate the liberals, and we hate the conservatives. We hate them all, and
Yeah.
you guys hate them all. You just don't know it yet.
Maybe we gotta let you realize it. You need to hate. Your hate is not deep enough. You gotta embrace the hate. We
But
are
just
not
the
Sith.
government,
We
not
are
the
not
people.
Sith. Yeah, just the government hate. The government.
Yeah.
Oh,
The government did
Don't-
this to
don't.
us.
ooh,
Oh.
ooh.
I mean, the Democrats did.
That government did it to us.
The Democrats put us here.
They all put us here. This is Bush Clinton's
This,
fault.
I'm trying to think of some of the highlights
From his
of
speech?
that speech. Yeah,
I mean, the American Carnage thing.
yeah. I guess we
Like,
covered that,
which
sort
was
of,
scary. It sounded like we said. It sounded like a fucking Mussolini speech.
yeah.
Yeah.
It sounded like a cross between like Hitler and Stalin. Like it kept switching back and forth between the people need to build things with their hand and we all bleed the same red blood, which sounds so Russian.
That is very socialist.
Like that is the most
that is
fucking
incredible.
like,
right out of
Putin wouldn't like say that these days. I don't think like
No.
even Putin was like, oh man, I like him. He's smart Trump. Thank you. Oh,
brave
that's
man.
great.
Well, Putin hates socialism.
Yeah, sure. Well, he wants to bring back the USSR.
No,
like, he wants.
the people want to bring back the USSR.
Oh, okay.
Putin likes Putin.
Yeah, actually, that's fair. That is fair to say.
Putin's
He wants to take over the same territory that the Russia expansion, I guess, is what he believes in. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. He's
It's
not
like-
for supporting the people on a social level. You're correct on that.
It's
But
like-
then again, neither was the old USSR, really. So,
No, it's
I mean,
like the
technically, they were supposed to be, but
Well,
no.
They did in a lot of ways, but they also did a lot of fucked
Did
up
a lot
shit.
of genocide along the way.
Well, yeah,
But
there's a lot
we-
of genocide along the way, but remember that we got a lot of really great, really cool, really smart Russian scientists and doctors who escaped the USSR and were educated in the USSR by their incredible school. Like, they had good schools, they had good health care.
They had, to an extent, they had good schools, but
But
they
they weren't
also
taught
had
the
crazy
socialist doctrine.
Yeah, I was going to say they had a
No,
lot
I-
of lots
We
of
agree
crazy-
with each other.
Okay, yeah.
My point is, like, don't downplay the fact. Like, I'm not a fucking DPRK apologist or a Stalinist. I'm no tanky.
Yeah, I
Don't
know.
worry.
No,
I'm not gonna tanky on you.
You fucking
but,
commie.
Like, that's it. We have to admit that the communists did good for their people to a certain extent. They
Yeah.
had less rights. There were a lot of starving people,
The problem with
but they had
communism-
health care
Yeah,
and they had good schools.
sure.
You had to escape it.
Yes, you had to leave.
learn what you can.
To come here and get a good job.
Yep. You gotta learn what you can and take it and run.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the human condition. So
No, Putin doesn't. Yeah, Putin doesn't. He's
Yeah.
not socialist.
No, I guess
He hates
I
the
was
Socialist
I guess
Party.
I was comparing his opinion on Russian expansion.
I mean,
to
remember,
the USSR.
remember your friend from Latvia?
Oh yeah,
Comrade. Socialist brother. I don't know why he sounded Jamaican!
He's kind of sounded Jamaican, man. He's chilling on the islands, the islands of the Baltics,
Okay.
comrade. This has been another exciting edition of Eastern Border.
We have to laugh, folks, because if we don't, we're going to lose our goddamn minds.
We're just gonna go pop. And there goes your 3 favorite future podcasters before we become your favorite podcasters.
yeah, that's true.
This is your favorite podcast. We ain't even finished yet.
This might not be a podcast. This might just be some found footage shit.
This might be a
Oh,
some
This is gonna be
This
some
is
spooky spaghetti.
This is the confession tapes they're going to use in our trial.
At our trial,
Yeah.
when Trump tries us for being traitors to the Union.
To the Trumpskins.
Yeah.
Rumple
Yeah.
Trumpskins.
I'm a little afraid of publishing this.
Yeah, I mean, we
I'm
probably
not joking.
will.
We will get hunted down. I almost feel like for what we've said already, we will get hunted down.
I
And
live
that's
deep in the
that's
woods.
the air we live in right now. We live in a pretty southern state. Our state went to Trump. It was going to Trump.
Well, that's another reason why I didn't vote.
Yeah,
I
our
didn't
state
mention
alone.
that, but that
There's
was
no-
a big
yeah.
one too. Yeah.
Everywhere I live, like literally during the election, everywhere that I lived that had a political sign, it was all Trump. There was one driveway. Now I drive like about an hour and 10 minutes to get here, and literally on that drive, it is nothing but Trump signs. Or it had been nothing but Trump signs, and there was literally one Bernie sign I remember that was in one brave soul's driveway, and that was it.
If it wasn't Trump signs, I saw a couple of Bernie signs during the the whole process.
No,
I
it was
did
very
see-
obvious who it should have it should have came out to.
Yeah, and I'd see 1 or 2 Hillary signs. Like,
Yeah,
every
and they
now
were
and then.
usually
And it
kicked
wasn't
down.
even signs. It was,
Like
it was
the
like
ones that- the
stickers
ones that
that
I've seen.
actually,
They
it
were-
was like bumper stickers that kind of looked like someone slapped on there to
Like,
piss off
ironically.
whoever actually owned the car.
Yeah.
Because nobody wanted that fucking sticker on their car. Because it was fucking Hillary Clinton.
Unless it's a Prius. Unless you see a Prius driving down the road.
Wait,
Then
who
it's
did-
like, yeah, you probably did.
Who did she even run with? Do you even remember who she ran with? Think about that for a second.
Hold on.
Tim Kaine.
Who's that guy?
Oh.
Yeah.
He was,
The name sounds right, but I have no fucking... I can't
Senator?
even picture him.
terrible.
Senator Tim Kaine.
Terrible.
Oh, all right. That
Terrible
sounds more
campaign.
familiar. Still can't picture him.
Yeah.
Who ran that
but-
campaign? I hope they fired them.
Oh yeah, They're probably they're Clinton fired. Like they're not
so they got a
they're not
promotion?
on the map anymore.
They
Like
get a promotion to a shallow grave.
They got a
in the woods.
promotion and they're living off of the Clinton Foundation somewhere in the Bahamas or some shit.
yeah,
there.
exactly.
Now who can be mad at me? I just said that the Clintons murdered their campaign manager.
Oh god.
And we even blamed the Clinton Foundation for something. Come on. That evil foundation.
Can't tell you how
Well, I
many.
Maybe we should clear. Like, I don't hate the people who voted for Trump.
Oh.
Like-
people. I mean, we're all people.
No, I don't hate the people that voted for Trump. I think that they made a bad decision, and I don't really feel terrible. I don't really feel sympathy for them. Like I'm glad. Like if they feel bad about the things that are currently happening, like I'm glad that they're having a change of heart, and I hope they vote differently in the future.
Well,
But
and then they're
I can't
well,
say I feel sorry for them.
I don't know.
Necessarily,
Maybe
because they.
It's not that I feel sorry for them, and I don't think you should feel sorry for them. But there has to be an empathy there because we are in this, like, even though we're 3 dudes seemingly from the suburbs, like we're not rural people. We're not from what they're telling me voted for Trump. Even
Yeah.
though I have my questions about if that's true, based on where I live.
Yeah.
Beyond that, like
Yeah.
we are in the same boat as most of these people. It's impossible for us to
Oh.
get jobs.
Oh, yeah.
We are beyond poor.
We just don't think fascism is the answer, and I don't think they've seen it as
no,
that. I don't think
no. They see the way that fascism fucking runs is that they are going to give power to the weak.
They basically just said that, you know, that the Mexicans, quote unquote, have been stealing all their jobs, and the fact of the matter is, the only jobs they're really taking is the ones that don't pay minimum wage, or maybe they pay minimum wage. Like,
No, the thing is that
and
no one's-
frankly, you can't live on that.
No
You
one has said
literally
that the
can't.
Mexicans have stolen the jobs.
Actually,
That was a long time.
That's a
rhetoric.
1990s argument.
Actually, in his
Well-
inaugurational speech, if you listen closely, he blamed Central America and implied very, very much so that the wall will help Mexico because they won't be
yeah.
coming from Central America and messing up Mexico anymore either because they're just messing up Mexico on their way to America from Central America.
I recall him quoting that
Or
it
to
would
the
help
United States.
Mexico. I don't.
Yeah, that's
I didn't
what he
quite-
meant by it will help.
I didn't. I didn't
He said
recall
it
him
was
saying
people
much
from
about Central America.
Yeah, no, he said
Okay.
it's the Central Americans that are coming up and taking our jobs and everything.
Okay.
He's bringing up it's a fucking South Park campaign.
Yeah, no, it really is.
This was a joke in 2006 in South Park for fuck's sake. Like
And
this is
then-
a goddamn joke.
And
This
like
whole thing is a
1998
goddamn
for The
joke.
Simpsons.
But he does paint-
Like,
he
this has
paints
been
that
a joke
picture.
for.
For a lot of Americans that like they make you scared that you know there's carnage in the streets. We need the cops. We can help. What was in place before worked. All these things that made America great in the first place. We need to support them. We had all the criminals were in jails because we got the criminals off the streets. You didn't have that problem. You could work in peace. You're guaranteed a job. I got a job for you. You can live your happy little life. No one will bother you. No one's going to come and take your job. It's going to be great. We're going to get hugely awesome. And everything's going to be awesome. It's going to be glorious. And that's what they read into is he's going to bring our jobs back. We need cops. Cops are good. Stop hating cops. If you don't like cops, you're a criminal, and that's the only reason to hate cops.
I just don't want them knocking on my door,
They're
asking
only
me
knocking-
what list
they're
I'm
only
on.
knocking
They have a
on
reason.
your door is because you're a criminal. That's how it's presented to people. That's how people are.
You need to respect the cops.
They believe that. The only reason a cop would talk
And
to you...
and these people are typically pro-gun, pro them having a bunch of guns, which is the exact opposite of what the cops want. Sorry. I know that's off topic, but it's just one of those weird cross lines that I have a hard time getting over.
We could dissect that on a completely different episode, man.
We're not, I know. We don't have to... But yeah.
Into the dissolvement of our rights as a people and as a country as a whole, and why, as Americans and all these other countries have these other problems, the whole check your privilege stuff is a bunch of bullshit. I've been seeing that a lot lately too.
What's that?
Also with the protests and everything, it's like the whole, you don't know how good you have it in America. You get to protest about them telling you that you don't get to, it was specifically the Women's March.
Yeah.
There was one telling them, you get to protest
about
men
bullshit.
telling you that you can't have abortions when there's women in other countries that have their genitalia mutated so that they can't even enjoy sex. But you need to check your privilege. You're already so privileged. You already have equal rights. You need to double check.
It was a copy and paste Facebook post that women were passing around to say that they voted for Trump and they don't need to step outside and march in the streets because they already have equal rights, based on comparing themselves to women who get their genitals mutilated in Somalia, based on comparing themselves.
So their argument is, hey, we're better than ISIS, so you better enjoy it.
That's always the argument.
Yeah.
The other one, the one that I usually get as somebody who promotes the ideologies I do, is we're better than Venezuela. Stop whining. Why don't you go to Venezuela?
Really?
And try to protest their government? No, I live here.
We eat bacon over here, so we're 10 times better than Boko Haram.
That's the that's the argument. Let's talk about the fucking protests, though. I mean, how do you guys feel about it? While fucking Donald Trump is over there giving his fucking speech, there's protests going on up and down, 2 blocks away, barely 2 blocks away.
I'm glad that there was worldwide protests. I don't know exactly the way that they seem to do it. In DC, it seemed to. I think it could have been done better and probably less window smashy, possibly.
They smashed 3 windows and burnt a limo. Get over it. Please explain to me, and this is where I'm going to get shitty with you, please explain to me what all those women marching in the street on Saturday did. I know that breaking a window didn't do anything, but please explain to me what the
I don't think there's that, as far as what they accomplished by marching?
There's some really cool photos.
Other than, and I'm... Disclaimer, I'm not... Anytime that 300 million anybody's march into the fucking street and stop the world to prove a political point, please do. Power to the fucking people.
No, I
don't know if they really, if they technically accomplished anything with the protests. I'm seriously glad that they did, because it just basically showed
it's showing all of us
it's showing the world, and people did that literally across the globe.
Yeah, and it only took one day. I got all that, but my problem is we've been doing that same marching for peace bullshit since the 60s, guys.
But smashing windows isn't doing anything either. It's just making the other part. It makes the people who go against Trump look bad. In a sense, it looks like we're the ones.
I'll smash a window against Hillary if it makes everybody feel better.
In the end, all it does is escalate things.
That's what I'm saying. Is it just
we had a point where we need to escalate
that's
things.
the question. Do we need to escalate? You can escalate. If this isn't working, we got to show that you're serious.
My point is, look at what's going on in these past 4 days.
What you do is, if you have that many people, you actually can do a peaceful protest and actually have it stop commerce. You can literally, if you have that many people, if you have millions of people, you can go onto the freeways and shut down freeways at that point. When you have that many million people, you absolutely can peacefully shut down a city.
Do you remember what happened in Los Angeles when they tried something like that, Ian?
Yeah, and that same thing will happen when you're throwing bricks, and that same
riots,
and that same thing happens when you start throwing bricks through window. Like it's the same thing. The only difference is the people who are peacefully doing it have the higher moral ground. Is my only argument.
That's if you're able, if
you're able to fight
fascism with our higher moral ground.
If you're able to stop commerce peacefully without causing bloodshed, then you have the higher moral ground, I feel.
But what commerce did this march on Saturday do? Like, what did it stop? What commerce did it stop?
They didn't do it like they didn't.
You know what stopped commerce? Breaking a fucking window at Bank of America. No more commerce going through Bank of America.
You also could have done that by having literally just swarms of people zombifying that entrance. Without smashing a window in the process. Doing no damage, just literally stating your opinion by being there. It's the same way that
the Black Bloc was also doing that. What you're talking about is 6 kids who broke a window, and 6 kids who broke a limo.
Yeah,
the Black Bloc was also blocking entrances.
Yeah, and that's good. Like I said, I'm not anti-protest. I'm not saying that the protest is wrong because they.
Oh, neither one of us are. I don't think neither one of the protests.
I'm not saying that the protests are wrong in any way, other than the fact that the individuals who were breaking windows. I actually feel that there are other options that can be just as, if not more, effective.
But I think the problem with that attitude is it's the same attitude we see worldwide. Is when those things happen, they take those and say, well, this makes your argument, your feelings, your opinion illegitimate.
Actually, worldwide, the Black Bloc is totally embraced. In Italy, in France, anytime they protest, what you saw in D.C. is what happens. Because there's a Black Bloc there for the protection of the peaceful protesters. There's always an anarchist movement within protests within France, England, Italy. Yeah. There's always the Black Bloc, those kids in the black fucking masks, the dudes and the men and women in all black who smash windows, who burn trash, who fucking meet the cops head on. Yeah. That's what they're there for. And they're celebrated there. It's expected over there. We're the only ones who make those people into criminals because they're breaking. I believe
they are treated as criminals.
They're arrested, but they're celebrated by the people because they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, they're celebrated by the people. I think a lot of people do celebrate. I mean,
No, like most of the fucking conversation is how awful it is that you broke a window. Most of the conversation right now is comparing the march on Saturday that was so peaceful, and we got to high-five the police with the protest on Friday.
No, that's fucking retarded. Like, that's not what I mean by my version of peaceful protest does not involve high-fiving the police.
The protest on Friday,
unless the police want to join.
People
the
were
protest
arrested at the protest on Friday. No one was arrested at the protest on Saturday.
No one was arrested?
No one.
Mm-mm.
Really?
No, there's video of them high-fiving and hugging the cops and everything. Because it was they planned this event and everything.
It's a sanctioned
It was a
protest.
sanctioned event, protest and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't feel that really protests should have to be sanctioned.
Like why does your protest?
I think it's like if you're planning on shutting down a freeway or something, you probably should let somebody know just so there's like, hey, by the way, it's gonna happen.
I don't know. I think that shutting down freeways is old style protest tactics, and we need 21st century style protest tactics.
I mean, I guess you could do. You could do, electromagnetic pulse stuff. That's pretty. Those things. Oh, that might actually. I take it back. That might be illegal. I don't know. We might have to check on that. What's our minute mark? We might have to, depending on how illegal that is. Might have to.
Probably hour 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hour 15.
Cool. Wow. Good times.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't disagree with protest and resistance. In fact, I'll be the first one to tell anybody to go out there and march and protest and resist. I've done it before. I'll probably have to do it again multiple times from here on out.
Yeah. Leave your cell phone at home.
I just have an issue with the comparison. Like, why does the march on Saturday have to compare themselves to the protest on Friday and say that they're better than the protest on Friday because there was no broken windows?
I don't think
that's
not what I'm like. That's not what I'm saying as far as like the protest on. Oh, sorry.
Talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It was the protest on Friday. I'm not saying that they were less than the protest on, or that they weren't as good people as the protesters on Saturday, but they're the only people that were worse were the people that threw bricks through other people's buildings, only just as a person who has windows on his building, and I wouldn't want a brick thrown through my window.
But they didn't throw a brick through a person's window. They throw a brick through a Bank of America window and a Starbucks window. I think the shareholders can fucking afford it.
Oh yeah, no one's hurting over this at all. Their building's federally insured, and they also have private insurance on top of that. So yeah, no one's hurting over this whatsoever.
Oh yeah, and they were also putting the limo.
Like, I'm just saying, if you're able to accomplish, my only argument is just that if you're able to protest without throwing bricks through windows or setting things on fire, especially setting things on fire just from an environmental standpoint, that shit's pretty bad.
The Black Bloc is an anti-capitalist stance to take, and when you have such a real. And
they're just they're just distractions.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that.
They're just there to disrupt.
Yeah, they're not there to they weren't throwing bricks through windows to kill anybody or to hurt anybody.
The whole point is to make
it was just a distraction.
It's to make that protest a bigger news story than the Donald J. Trump election or inauguration, and they won.
Okay, yeah, in that sense, I'll give you that.
That's what that type of protest tactic is all about. It's about causing such a disruption that you have to talk about them. Causing such a disruption that you say, wait a minute, what are they doing? Causing such a disruption that whatever you were focusing on is redirected to the problem that they are protesting against.
Yeah.
And you can disagree with breaking a window. I personally don't agree that breaking a window is violence. It's a fucking window. The cops fucking pepper spray old women and children. The cops fire tear gas.
Believe me, I'm not debating over
areas.
Who does more damage.
This isn't to you. The cops fire tear gas into residential areas during protests. The cops are being violent in those instances. Breaking a window is not violent.
I mean, I feel that breaking a window is a form of violence. I don't think that it should be a punishable because now I'm aware that they're also charging these protesters with insane amounts of when they're adding up the cost of those windows. They're charging them with insane amounts of money, worth way more than that fucking window.
Yeah.
It's that part is totally fucked up. If someone breaks a window and you actually get caught and it's verified that there's no doubt it was you threw a brick through that window, you know what? How much does a fucking window cost?
But this is my thing. It's violence against a window is not violence against a person. No. It's violence against an idea. It's violence against the capitalist ideals. It's violence against a thing, against the structure itself.
Yeah.
It's not violence against a person. And we make those two things comparable in this country.
No, and I don't feel it should be, like I said, I don't think it's the type of violent, it's not the type of crime that you should have to go to jail, maybe you have to get processed if you manage to get caught in the middle of a protest. I think that's probably about it. You spend a day in jail, and you know what?
You have the right to
pay
protest.
For the window.
Protesters are supposed to be arrested, though.
They're supposed to be. They're going to be, but you have the right to protest.
No, you have the right. Not for protest. Just for literally, if you're one of the ones that if you happen to throw a brick through a window, I feel that, you know what, that is property damage. That is a mild, very mild form of violence. I don't think that it should destroy your record or your reputation as a person.
Do you know why they don't call it violence against a building and it's called vandalism? Because it's not violence. It's vandalism.
No, I mean, but this was during the day, correct?
Yeah.
That's my only thing is that there were people.
No, there weren't. They shut down those streets, dude.
There was protest on the streets. You're not going to be in a bank working when you have Black Bloc running around the streets.
They shut down the Black Bloc shut down.
So there was no one in the Starbucks, no one in McDonald's.
I really don't give a shit if there was. Even I'm going to be honest with you.
That's some minimum wage workers, just
so
doing
how many of those innocent people did you hear about getting hurt
No,
them
no,
breaking
and
that
like
window.
I said,
I didn't
I'm
hear
not-
about anybody
Break the fucking
getting hurt
window
for
and tell those
breaking a
minimum
window.
wage workers to put on their black and join the goddamn block.
They should.
Like, it's a fucking McDonald's. It's a fucking Starbucks.
Yeah.
Those are the people probably protesting.
Yeah, no, I mean,
They already
those
marched
people
out and were on
absolutely
the
should,
streets
Joe.
protesting.
What those people should be doing is, shutting off the lights to the McDonald's and locking the fucking door and putting a big sign on the window that says "closed." We're done. Like no one, like we're not working here anymore. These jobs are fucking retarded. Like they're
I
not.
guess it's a very in a perfect world view, but to me, yeah, the protester, the black bloc runner who breaks the window with the Starbucks,
Like,
will
their
probably
managers
be
are-
sweeping it up later.
I don't know about that, but yeah,
There's actually
in
a
a
very
perfect
good
world.
chance. It's like these were 6 guys. 3 of those places were places they worked, and they're like, you know what? Fuck, I don't like my boss.
I don't know. That
I
would
wouldn't
be weird.
put it past it because that sounds like some shit that we would do when we were 16 and pissed off.
Yeah, but I think these guys are a little bit old. The guys in charge of it, I'd picture, are a little bit old. I don't know. I just don't think they're
Our
working
age?
minimum wage
Nobody's
jobs.
in charge.
They're
They're anarchists, dude.
It's a bunch
Well, they
of
have to.
people.
Well, they have to do a. They have the people in charge of doing the gathering. Like, not that anyone's like
No,
really.
like it's a protest. Bring
He's
your
a
black.
conspiracy theorist. There's always something bigger.
Bring your black
There's
clothes.
always something bigger for
Like
you.
it's a bunch of the black bloc. Have you
mean-
ever read up on black? Have you read up on black bloc techniques and tactics
I've-
in a while?
like-
Really gotten back into
Like
it.
It's been a while. I
like
need
the
to do some
main
research.
ones that I've read. The main thing that I read up on was during the Greece and Spain. Like during the Greece and Spain recent financial collapses, there's a huge anarchist movement, and it's led to the same type of violence that's escalating here, the same type of tactics from the political systems.
Yeah.
And the rise of anarchy and the rise of neo-fascism or whatever the fuck they're
Neo-fascism.
calling them, calling themselves like. It's anyways. That's mostly what I read up on.
Actually, a
Was
lot
the
over there-
anarchists during the Spain and believe me, they did it right, and they smashed a shitload of windows. They burned a lot more stuff.
No, like I say, they've done a lot
But-
better with their changing their political parties and everything over there. When they protest, they riot. A lot of the presidents are like, you know what, and they step down.
Yeah, they listen.
They listen.
I wonder why.
I don't think they
step
actually
down.
really. They didn't listen. There's still the red or Golden Dawn still controls fucking
But
like
there has
20%.
been a lot of it where there's a lot of officials.
Well, that's
that
because
are
those are
stepping
actually,
down.
like,
It
Nazis.
takes long.
Those are
actual
neo-fascists.
Nazis. I mean,
Yeah.
other than actual Nazis in any civilized society, if you have a protest because they disagree with your opinion, you will listen to it out. And if it's a big
let's-
enough protest, they will step down because, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know I was a
Fran-
Nazi.
France, England, and Germany basically had to give back, especially France. France is extremely guilty in the European financial collapse. And they actually had to give money back to Spain and Greece, and I believe it was that influx of money that actually helped get them out of the major protests.
What does that have to do? But like
They gave the people security with that money.
that's
Basically,
cool.
they had to
My
give the
point
money back
is
to
that
the
they use
people.
black bloc tactics over there. Why are they listening to them and nobody's listening to us over here? We've been doing the same types of marches ever since George W. goddamn Bush's ass got us into a fucking war again that hasn't fucking ended. We've been using the same bullshit march tactics for that, for the WTO, for fucking black men being shot in the goddamn street, for this fucking fascist being elected. It's the same march in the street bullshit stop traffic tactics. Why does that not work? Why does black bloc work in other countries?
It's partially because people always do it in the wrong positions. They always do it in the middle of a blocked, gridded city, like most cities are gridded. And one.
I swear that someday I'll tell you without lying, I was born to quit smoking, I was born to quit dying. On that day, not doing heroin will be easy as pissing. On that day, I'll stop talking so much shit about the government, 'cause urine speaks louder than words on a politician or on a prison warden. Urine speaks louder than words.
That was a good speech nose you got there.
Sniffing out the facts.
You gotta find the facts.
Sniffing out the alternative facts.
The whole time. We only want true facts. Only the true facts will work here.
Sniffing reptilian hormones.
We gotta cut some of that.
Probably.
Yeah. So beyond the protest.
I mean,
Do we want to touch on here?
do we need to wrap up the
We need to
protests at all?
I think we should probably wrap this up a little bit. Some closure.
Get some
For
closure.
ourselves, for everyone listening.
Oh, we all agree that protest is right. Correct. We're going to wrap up the protest segment. We agree that the protests are right.
Yeah, I absolutely feel the protests were right.
Yeah.
And this isn't the end of it. The January 20th was the first in a long line of rebellious acts against the state.
Probably worldwide, yeah.
And
Certainly nationwide.
I mean,
and I really feel like, and they've even come out and said it, that we don't have a voice. If you don't have money, you don't have a voice.
Yeah.
Corporations have a voice. Businesses have a voice. Businessmen have voices. This is a way for everyone else to get a voice is in protest, because we're not represented anymore. And in order for people to hear us, you have to do. Well,
Our only way to lobby is through this podcast.
For us, it's the podcast. This is our voice. This is our way of trying to bring a voice to them. For protesters, their way of having a voice and having it heard might be smashing a window.
Yeah. And just like basically, we had a short break, and we kind of had to wrap it up between ourselves and figure out exactly what we all wanted to say. And just to clarify, I wasn't trying to demonize people that happen to throw a brick through a window at a protest. Like, I wasn't trying to demonize them or say that they're bad or immoral people just because they did that. To put it in my own form, really simply, I don't think they should be hunted down. I don't think that it should be a felony crime. If you get caught red-handed throwing a brick through a window, maybe you have to pay for that window, and that's that. I don't think that it's, I'm not, anyways, yeah, I wasn't trying to say that they're all bad, that they're bad people because, one person threw a fucking brick through a window.
I think what you were actually trying to say was that we should be using more types of protest tactics than just let's all meet in a park and then march down the street with signs in our hands, which is exactly what I was saying.
Yeah, I totally agree with you that there's a bunch of tactics that would work really well besides just standing and besides just simply blocking commerce in the way that I was describing earlier. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it should be limited to just simply throwing bricks through windows, and I don't think you were either.
No,
so
not at all.
I think you're right to a degree that I was getting hung up on it. I didn't really,
that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, and beyond that, I would like to finish out the protest talk with the fact that laws against protest and laws to harm people who protest and laws to harm people who try to find or use their voice are about to be really, really ramped up and clamped down on.
Or to limit your
ability
to protest.
Self's included, I think, on this one.
All of our speech is about to be very, very limited in what we can and cannot say and do. And even if we can do it, it's going to be a lot harsher of a punishment if you get caught. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're going to be made an example of.
Definitely.
So stand strong and stand together and stand with each other.
Free Pussy Riot.
What the fuck is that? That's great. Did you say Free Pussy Riot?
Yeah. I know what he meant was Free Pussy Riot.
Yeah.
But
I came out wrong, didn't it?
The cadence that came off as was Free Pussy Riot.
Oh, God. Oh, wow.
It's just like
there's going to be a riot of free pussy?
A riot of free pussy.
Free Pussy Riot. I didn't mean like a big arrow sign pointing like Free Pussy Riot.
That's what it came off. I got that cadence too.
Wow.
And
I
don't know where this riot is taking place. And I ain't saying nothing.
It could have taken place Saturday.
Yeah. They had free pussy hats.
You're trying
there.
to get hurt.
No, they just didn't want to riot.
Oh,
You guys did see
Man.
the pussy hats, I assume, right? they were.
I think the lizard would be
Yeah.
okay with me saying that the feminists marching in the street was free pussy, as an independent sexual beings.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. And that's
I
a
don't know if you're
showstopper.
saving this one, Chris. But good try. Good try. I'm gonna give you that one. I can't give it to you. I don't have the capacity to give you that one as a win. But I will give you that.
We will leave that one up to the peanut gallery.
Yeah, nice try, buddy.
I mean, so 5 days in, he's already signed 3 executive orders a day.
He's signed more executive orders since he's been president than Obama did, or he signed as many executive orders as Obama did in his entire 8 years, I believe.
I don't know if that's true.
I can't quote you on that.
yeah.
That could be an alternative fact.
That sounds
It
like an
might
alternate
be.
track.
He didn't. I know. One of my main problems was Barack Obama didn't sign executive orders that would have made the world a better place, like ideas that he claimed to have had that he just wouldn't sign through on executive orders. Like he really didn't sign very many.
I mean, that's why I'm anti-Obama.
He could have done so, like what he could have done.
Yeah,
And
what he could have done,
should have done even in times where there was inaction. It wasn't just his actions; it was his inactions.
Yeah,
a lot of
absolutely.
A lot of them seem contrived and everything, and he might have had his reasons. Yeah, but it's you gotta fight. You gotta keep the fight alive, and you gotta.
Yeah, you gotta, like, there's times when you can issue an executive order, and if Trump had, passed one executive order, that still would be extremely fast, faster than any president we've ever had to pass an executive order. But to pass multiple, and the way they're written out is so informal. It's insane. The ones that I've read, I've only read a couple of them.
Didn't he
they're...
leave the inauguration to go sign an executive order?
Oh no, they
after
left the
was it
inauguration
the same day even,
to go to the parade.
So
And
it was
then-
the very next day.
Yeah, and then
On
they went
Saturday.
to a ball. I think he started signing on
Or no,
Saturday.
they might have started Saturday. They wait till Monday.
No,
Did they
yeah,
take
he
the
waited till
weekend
Monday
off?
to sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monday was the first day because that's when you open for business.
Because that's how it works. You gotta take a
yeah,
sabbatical.
business hours. You gotta shut down the White House at 5 p.m. I believe. You open at 9 a.m. I think. Yeah,
You don't,
you can stroll in a little late.
The White House opens when the NASDAQ opens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, of course. Well, of course. Actually, yeah. I forgot about that. That closes at 4, I believe, and opens at 8. I think. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
New York time.
That's a good fucking day.
Yeah. That's a nice making money day.
8 to 4. big money.
8 to 4.
And you can walk everywhere because you live in New York, right? That's how New York works. They planned it where you can walk everywhere.
Hey, you don't gotta walk anywhere. You can just sit at
No,
your desk and
Golden Segway
they'll
is
bring
the
you the
only
things
way
to
to
sign.
travel.
Don't bring you things to sign.
Yeah.
Well, what did
That's
you
how
do?
the presidency works.
Yes. In your golden tower.
He probably orders those pills that make you poop gold. Pretty sure he eats those.
I mean, the fact that people can't see that this is like how a supervillain
Trump
would
and a
take over
Trump.
the goddamn White House. Like, isn't this exactly how Lex Luthor became president in the Superman comics in the 90s? Right after
so.
Nightfall happened?
Did
like
the
this.
Russians back him? Is that how it happened? Is that why Superman had to spin the world backwards to beat the commies?
Lex Luthor was far, far, far richer than
That's
Donald Trump.
true. He was a far more.
He was a far more
He was a far
successful
more. Yeah,
businessman.
he really was. He was the definition of successful businessman. He was not wearing Trump suits.
Let's not take that away from Lex Luthor.
That's
And he had a
true.
much better haircut.
Yeah, he had much more. Yeah, yeah, it wasn't quite as gold.
Lex Luthor's also a very
It's
handsome,
a lot
handsome
shinier.
man.
He's
He-
almost a charismatic person. Like, he had the courtesy to lie to your face.
He's very
you know?
disarming.
Yeah.
Very disarming. Whereas Trump, you want to.
He's the opposite of disarming. He's uparming.
I don't know. I
don't
would
know if
never
that's a word,
hand
but
him
I'm-
a baby.
It'd be what?
I would. If I was holding a baby. And Trump was like, "Oh, look at that pretty baby!
Oh,
Hold the
God.
baby.
Keep-
That's going
keep
to be
your
a
baby
glorious.
safe."
That's going to be a glorious baby." I wouldn't hand him the baby.
No.
Even before all this.
No.
Before any of this, even when he was just, firing people and shit. I would never hand that man a baby.
He's probably like, baby, you're fired, I'm dropping you on your head.
You're afraid he would eat him?
Or his tiny hands would drop it? I don't know.
Yes.
Just don't trust the guy. I don't trust him with a baby. Eagles don't trust him either. Did you see that eagle that attacked him?
Trump looks like he smells like chewing tobacco, bourbon, and
the sweat
musk.
of his workers.
Like Braun Musk, the cologne.
Oh, okay.
I bet he smells like bad bronzer, cheap bronzer,
Yeah.
sanitizing solution.
Hand sanitizer?
Yeah, hand sanitizer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's a germaphobe, yeah.
He is a germicide.
Yeah.
And baby powder.
Wow, that sounds like a potent concoction.
Oh, yeah, it's not pleasant. It's an assault on your
on all your
on your
senses.
orifices. Yes.
He might also smell like ammonia and burnt cinnamon.
Yes. Oh, yeah. He's certainly working for the Greys. Most definitely. Actually, to be honest, he's probably, like, I noticed during his speech all the sniffing. Like, I was thinking he could just be sniffing reptilian pheromones, and that's what was giving him the message. Because you notice he would sniff, and then he would say a line, and then he would. Yeah. All right. Got my words.
He's not reptilian class, though.
No, he's not. That's a good point. Who knows? He could be just another puppet. But yeah, I would say if he smelled like anything, it would probably be. I'd imagine like carrot cakes and like the smell of a carrot cake, and like if you just like collected the tears of like all of the people that work for him, and then just kind of drizzled that for the frosting. Like, I think that's... And then, like if he just ate nothing but that for, like, years, that's what he smells like. It's just absorbed into him. So it's like salt. Like Galveston Beach mixed with carrot cake. There we go. That's what I'm going with. Galveston, dirty oil money mixed with carrot cake.
Dirty salt.
Yeah, dirty salt.
Dirty salt.
Dirty salt. Yeah, not that good clean salt.
It takes you 3 days to shower and feel clean after a trip to that salt.
Oh, yeah, you can't escape that salt.
Every crack
Galveston is
of your
disgusting.
But it's the best we got.
Yeah, it's the best we got, yeah.
And we love it. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been to the beach in a while. We need to go to the beach.
We should report live from Galveston one of these, maybe in the summer.
I don't know. It's the middle of winter and we got great beach weather.
Yeah, actually, that's... Oh, yeah, we might melt. We might melt in the summer.
So it took us
quite
5
literally.
days to descend into the start of fascism.
Man.
Yeah. It's been... Yeah. It took Trump 3.
Oh, no, it's Wednesday.
We only took 2 more days than the president to get the job done. Like, fuck. Maybe
If
we're
you're
not
going to
that
start
far
till
behind.
Monday, it's only Wednesday. He's only really even got just barely 3 business days in. Those aren't even 3 full days.
Yeah.
I guess he's
Yeah.
been successful then.
No.
Oh, God. Unfortunately.
But I mean, so...
Hey, well, if the country wins... No. I'm sorry, if Trump wins, the country wins. Supposedly.
As far as they keep telling me.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing Trump winning, but I'm not seeing, I'm not seeing the country winning.
Well, I'm also, while I'm sitting there trying to make these arguments, I'm being told by his supporters that I'm just trusting fake news and the mainstream media too much. 2 things which I, don't pay any attention to.
No, not at all. I don't think we...
So I watch what's actually happening, and I listen to him, and I form my own opinions. And you're saying fake news forms those same opinions. So are you sure that's fake news? Who are these people? Oh, the other leaders of
The free world.
the free world?
Of the entire...
Don't say. God. Everyone except for the people that we're historically enemies with? But we're not enemies with them anymore. It's cool. We're cool.
Everything's okay now.
It's all cool. The Cold War ended a long time ago. Why are we even worried about it? There's no way Russia would want revenge or why'd you go to space before us? Oh, because that whole thing was about space, right?
The way it's looking to me is more like we probably will legitimately kind of team up with the Russians again, kind of like World War II. The only difference is who we're going to be going against this time around will be China. Like, that's going to be the main... That's the next big bad guy that we're going to be worried about, I'm sure. Because by us leaving the UN, that China has the most to gain, Russia has second most to gain. And
right now, the immediate focus is those brown people over there in Afghanistan.
Syria. Right.
No, we're going to carve up the entire Middle East.
Yeah.
Between us, Russia and Israel. Mm-hmm. We're going to carve up the Middle East and give it off to the highest bidder.
Ooh.
Israel.
Yeah.
Israel's going to get a lot of it.
Well, no. What then will happen is Israel, U.S. versus Russia and the Palestinians, or Russia, U.S. versus Israel versus the Palestinians.
Now, like, I don't know, I don't really know what Trump's stance on Israel is. Like, I have no clue whatsoever. He loves them?
Uh-huh.
Really? He's okay with giving them billions of
wants to get out of the UN.
Okay.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why he wants to get out of the UN, because it was very insulting what the UN did to Israel, saying that their settlements were in illegal Palestinian lands, even though they were told them not to build it in the fucking first place.
Yeah, they really are fucking over Palestine bad. That's why I'm not entirely anti-Israel. I just don't I don't agree with a bunch of their war crimes, essentially, that they're doing.
But you haven't heard anything out of there in a while.
It's been quiet, which
thing.
Doesn't. Yeah, it's not good. That's not good. There's something going on. We just haven't been hearing about it. Something to look into, maybe. Yeah, I'm not entirely anti-Israel. It's just I don't agree with, obviously, the war crimes that they've committed and been committing, and I don't think that we should have to be the ones fucking literally paying their entire economy. Like 90 or 80% of their fucking economy is sponsored by the U.S., and that's just insane that we're giving them $30 billion a year. They threw a huge shit fit when Obama just recently, when he was still president, didn't agree to up it, and I believe it was up to $38 billion is what they wanted a year, and he said that we're not going to raise that spending.
Yeah.
That's where I do agree with even the Libertarian Party. Like sometimes we do bleed out money, way too much money to other countries that we shouldn't even be supporting in the first place.
Yeah.
And we bleed money out to other countries that we're borrowing from China.
And it's
not even our money.
I would have nothing against if we offered them some support, or if we offered them food, or we could offer them something, but the fact that we are seemingly largely responsible for their entire budget, it's especially their fucking defense budget in its entirety is funded by us, and that part is just, and even that is crazy.
That's ridiculous and crazy in its own rights. But and then the fact that we really don't have the money. We're sending all this money that we're borrowing from other countries already to this other country. It's like, why don't they borrow the damn money themselves? Well, they won't lend to them. Well, maybe we should take a clue and not do it either.
Yeah, really. Not especially at just the sheer level we're doing it. It's insane.
I mean, they say we're trying to help them, and it's like I'm way beyond believing America's trying to help anyone at this point, especially outside of America.
Yeah. Yeah, right now America does need some serious fixing. I just wish that we actually picked a good person to fix it.
Well, the point is, and this is where I come down on my thing, and where are we going from here? It's not a person who's going to fix it. That's been proven time and time again.
It's not. No, there's no one person swooping in and saving the day on this one. No.
And at this point, we're kind of on our own. There's somebody in the White House, there's somebody in control, but they're not in control because they're not in control of themselves.
And there's not even enough people in the White House to pick up the fucking phone.
Yeah.
I had to call them up for my mother's Social Security just recently for some stuff that's going on with her. And during the Obama administration, we were able to contact the White House, and we were able to actually get certain things that we needed to get taken care of quite effectively. And now they literally don't have people there to answer the fucking phones.
We essentially have no executive branch right now.
Yeah. And it feels that way, too. Like, I can feel it in Houston, Texas. I can feel it. It's stemming out from there. It's insane.
Unless they're in law enforcement. It's part of the executive branch.
Oh, yeah, the friendly stick. The friendly stick of the executive branch.
The fingerman of the state.
That's the main part of the executive
I figured
branch.
that'd be
The entire
IRA.
point of the executive branch is to execute and carry out the laws that the legislative and judicial branch have wrote up and decided upon.
Well,
There's then
technically,
the
law enforcement will work for the judicial branch. Sorry, not to throw you off rails, but
law enforcement is you're thinking of like judges and stuff. That's
I guess they don't they work for the
different.
same department, like the overall, like the
Cops don't work
Department
for
of
judges.
Justice. No,
Judges are supposed to work against cops because it's the checks and balances. A cop,
Oh,
that's
right,
why you're
right.
supposed
Okay,
to be
yeah,
guilty
yeah.
until proven innocent.
I forgot. Yeah,
Or wait, no, I'm sorry. I said that the right way. No, I said that the way it is. It's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
got that all backwards. You can never tell these days.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I see. I totally
cops,
see what you mean. Yeah,
cops say
you're right.
you did it. Judges are there as prove. Like, did they really do it? Judges are supposed to help us.
Impartial judges.
They're
Yeah,
supposed to be
because
impartial.
basically the police are part
they're
of the
not
military.
supposed to work together the way they do.
Essentially, when it comes down to it. Oh, man.
Yeah.
This is so much to cover, guys.
And these are things they don't teach us.
I
I don't know.
Spinning off on stuff that needs to be covered in like a real
Totally
political
different.
goddamn
Totally different.
conversation.
Yeah, totally
Bro,
different
yeah.
conversations. I know.
Well, these are things they didn't
All right.
teach us in school. These are all things that touch on different things.
Yeah.
And there's varying degrees of even political understanding of different sides, different views that we might have studied independently. And
Yeah.
so there are conversations that need to be had that we haven't had yet, even.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. We keep getting off topic, but it brought up a couple good points. I mean, I think it's a good idea that people should know that judges work for the judicial system, and the police technically would be working for the executive branch. That's actually it's good to know.
Because they don't.
Glad we took the
there's
time
some
to
things they
figure
teach
that
you in
out,
school, but
actually.
we haven't
It
been in
only took
school
a
for
minute.
10 years. So we haven't been in school in 10 years, and then also there's things they don't teach you, like they don't teach you how to protest.
They didn't teach
We had a
Donald
teacher
Trump
that
how to
kind
pass
of
the
tried
bill.
to almost teach us how.
Donald Trump needs to watch Schoolhouse Rock so he can learn to pass the bill without all these executive orders. Hey, how about you just try to get a bill signed? Huh?
That's the Republicans and
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
What's the point
handing him executive orders.
in going through all that trouble of trying to get a bill passed that is going to get passed anyways when he can
For the
just
sake of the country,
write an executive order and get it done?
For the sake of the Constitution.
Am I right? I mean, it's a waste of time.
You're
We got to
right.
get things done.
You can just,
now.
from a dictator standpoint, absolutely. Why fucking wait? Actually, that should have been his slogan.
Why wait?
Trump,
Do it
Trump
now.
2016. Why wait? Like, why fucking wait for fascism? Like, you can have it now.
So we covered I guess, did we get through the inaugurational speech?
Yeah.
We talked about it.
I mean, for the most part, I was trying to kind of get us to a wrap-up point.
Oh,
and
really?
you guys keep on spinning out of control on, like, I hate jails and fucking, like, conversations we can have later
Right.
on another episode of
All right.
what is obviously going to spin off into a complete show itself. This is a spin-off
We have too much
show.
to cover for one
That's
fucking
what
episode.
this
There's no
is.
possible
Oh,
way.
This is going to spin off from BtPtP into its own show, where we can actually talk about the stuff more in depth on other topics than just the fact that we just elected a fucking fascist.
Politics of heathens.
So, I mean, I was just more like, where do you guys think we should go from here? Not just us three, but like, what should we tell people out there they can do? Like, to give the people some sort of a hope in clinging to each other.
Yeah, I think that I had heard it on a different podcast recently, but some people brought up a good point about just possibly even running for local offices and make sure to vote on a local level for independence and for people that you actually believe can make a difference, and hope that that's one of the way. I think that's one way that people can cling to hope would be to help vote in people that can make a difference in your town. I think that that's one good strategy.
There you go.
Keep talking. Just keep talking about it. It's something hard. It took us this long to bring it up, to digest it, what's happening, and even then, this is turning into its own show.
Yeah.
Because there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
And politics have become so taboo. With the people, you should probably talk about it the most.
Yeah. I mean, us sitting here, we mostly agree with each other.
Mostly, but we obviously have some.
No, we have a lot of disagreements. But
Yeah, we have lots of small. I'd say we have lots of small ideologies.
Our ideologies are very, very
Similar.
so close together that we're basically preaching to the choir when we talk to each other. And people like us who have this much knowledge and this much fire to talk about it have to start engaging people who don't agree with us on both sides.
Yeah.
And that goes to anybody out there.
That's what I'm saying. Is just talk about it. Because there's so many people, they just don't even want to talk. They're like, you know what? I don't care. I don't want to talk about it. They think it doesn't affect them.
Yeah, you
This
have to
does
bring up.
affect
Yeah,
you.
and you just have to find what topics do affect them, like what situations are affecting them, and be like, you know what? You need disability. Like, guess what? It's really important that Trump doesn't get in office. Guess what happened? Now that he's in office, there's literally no one there to fucking pick up a phone and even help. There's no one there to help you now. There's one guy in charge.
Josh was kind of talking.
Oh, sorry.
And you straight cut him off.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I mean that was basically the gist of it. Is we got to keep talking. We got to keep bringing it up. We got to raise the awareness. If there's things obviously that people don't understand or don't know, bring it up. It's not always pleasant. It's not going to be pleasant all the time. We're not in pleasant times. We have to bring these things up because we can't keep ignoring them. I feel like a lot of people have been brushing this under the table for way too long.
For years and years and years.
It's like, it couldn't happen here. It couldn't happen here.
It did. It did. We're here now.
I say it's the same thing they hear when they talk to you hear the German about the Nazis. It couldn't happen here. It couldn't happen here. Well, it couldn't. It feels like I'm watching history repeat itself. With it couldn't happen here. Then it's just like I don't see how other people can't see these things somehow.
Because he's not wearing swastikas. Like that's
His supporters are.
If you're gonna get
Some of
his
them
aren't. There is a neo-Nazi base within there, but and that's it. He's not literally Hitler.
He's not word for word doing every little thing, but I mean that's another show even.
I mean, I think that Donald Trump, our president, our grand golden emperor on his golden throne in the golden city upon the hill, New York, the greatest city that ever existed that I've never been to. He said it best during his speech. He said a prophetic line that I think we all need to fucking remember.
What's that?
January 20th, 2017 will go down in history as the day that the people took their power back.
Yeah. I'm seeing a whole lot of power to ordinary citizens.
Stop thinking about that. Did you see what happened while he was making that speech?
Oh, yeah.
January 20th, 2017.
Oh, yeah. People,
First day
it's going to start the uprising. Yeah, absolutely.
Started taking their power back.
Definitely.
And I don't agree with anything he says, but sometimes dumbasses fucking slip prophecy out.
Yeah. That they do.
These next few years aren't going to be easy, and they're not going to be fun. Like Josh said, keep talking to people. Keep talking to people that you don't want to talk to. I mean, of course, agitate. Fuck yeah, agitate them. Dude, I'm a fucking total nondescript, against them all, lowercase anarchist. I have spent the last 8 years watching my Obama-loving friends get reamed and raked over the coals.
Oh, man.
For Obama being alive. So you know what? It's payback time. All you Obama friends, and the people like me who didn't give a shit. It's time to show them those idiots. And it's not all of the Trump supporters, and it's not all of the right. It's those assholes who have spent the last 8 years telling you that he was a Muslim, or that he was from Kenya, or that he was going to take your guns, or that he was bringing FEMA camps, or that
Gonna lock you up.
it's on our hands now to do the same. It would really fucking suck if on the first day that your guy got into office, everyone started screaming that he was a Russian spy, wouldn't it?
Or that he was the Antichrist.
My favorite part of the Bible is the part where it talks about the big red cow.
So we agitate in that way. And please go out there and do so. And if people act like assholes back. Weed out the people who aren't going to fucking listen to you. And bring the people who will. We have no time for dealing with snowflakes and cupcakes and cucks and libtards. We also have no time.
What about Pepe's and memes?
We have no time.
And Kex.
Yeah, we have no time for keks and peps and
BTWs? By the way, guys.
we have no time for idiots whining about broken windows and trying to debate on whether or not an open supporter of genocide and white supremacy got punched in the face. I got no time to argue over whether or not that was all right.
Yeah, no, that part I'm fine with.
So to anybody who wants to argue about those things, argue between each other, because I'm looking for the adults in the fucking room.
We're not going to talk about how he had the highest attendance to his inauguration.
No.
Oh no.
I don't give a shit.
Tens of millions. That's all I'll say about it.
Glorious.
Tens of millions of people showed up, and that's so great.
I mean, I'm not sure if there's much for us to say after that. We've kind of rambled for about 2 hours now.
Yeah.
We're about dead just trying to digest it, and this is definitely going to spin off into a better, more robust actual show about what's going on. We're going to have to check in on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, watching the decline.
We might have to do 2 a week.
I didn't bring nearly enough liquor to get through 2 hours of this.
I quit drinking 3 years ago, Ian.
Oh, I feel so bad for you. I don't know how you do it, Chris. I really don't. Especially these days. I mean, in Obama's America, I could see how you could get through. But
in Obama's America, at least I had the health care to patch myself back together after a weekend binge and falling off the back of a roller coaster or whatever the fuck I used to do. Now I don't even have the health care to do that with.
God, yeah, very true. Very, very true.
I don't got any good sign off. I mean,
this has not been a positive episode. I hope it's been a good one, maybe, or been an okay one, at least.
It could be better. I'm sure they could always be better.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a prototype episode. What can I say? Hey, maybe.
Be excellent to each other.
Yes.
And party on, dudes.
Hail Hydra.
And that was it.
That was that.
We made it to the end.
I hope they made it to the end.
Well, we made it to the end alive and without killing each other.
We stopped it. We stopped doing what we were doing and decided we needed to keep doing it in a more format and structural order. Let's talk about these things one at a time.
Well, that's what I was trying to do in the beginning, but things just got offhand and off the rails really quickly.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Like politics.
yeah. That's why I felt like we should keep it the way it was.
Yeah.
Give it to them as is.
So raw.
Yeah.
They get a little bit heated up there, around where we cut.
Right before the break.
Uh-huh.
The sudden break.
The reason why there is only one break.
Yeah.
Because that's where it got heated and we cut and we just had to put something there because it was weird.
Yeah.
And we felt to put something there.
I mean, we've obviously kind of uncovered some stuff. We're going to have to, like we said at the beginning and perhaps throughout, we have to come back to these things, perhaps do a whole nother show. We need to start formatting that and getting ready for that.
Do some research on things we said, make sure we said the right things. I said some of the right things. We've already done some things. Some
Little
things
bit.
were right. A little bit. Very little bit.
I mean, if we do a show, that means we have to do like actual homework.
Man.
Especially me and you.
Man.
I hate homework.
Fact checking.
Fact checking.
All right, good old fact checking. We'll get back to you. We're gonna bring you facts, real facts, not alternate facts.
So, is there anything you wanted to like follow up on that you feel like you said might need to?
No, we're good.
We're good.
Go with it. Yep.
Okay, so the song you heard in the beginning that we wrote in on was Of Ballots and Barricades by Ramshackle Glory on Live the Dream album. There in the break, you heard Wingnut Dishwashers Union with Urine Speaks Louder Than Words off of the album Kill the Planet, Leave It Behind, Destroy the Planet, Leave It Behind.
I'm not too sure on that one, actually.
And we are writing out on also a Wingnut Dishwashers Union song from the same album. It is called Proud Hoon in Manhattan.
In Manhattan.
And, I mean, that's it. That's our episode. That's our inauguration special. Get the hell out of here. Take care of each other.
That's it.
We love you.
Keep it a love.
I stick tape on the holes in my shoes. I stick my tongue in the holes in my teeth. I stick expletives in the holes in my thought process when I speak. My friends stick to their guns, they got a bunch in the woods of Vermont till the end times come. But Saturn says he's gonna learn to live as if the world wasn't gonna end, and I admire his strength. So today I'm gonna do my best to drink coffee in the morning and live as if I didn't feel lonely and hopeless and helpless, to save myself for the war where I live. And tonight, when I dream, it will be that the junkies spent all the drug money on community gardens and collective housing, and the punk kids who moved in the ghetto have started meeting their neighbors beside the angry ones with the yards that their friends and their dogs have been puking and shitting on. And the anarchists have started filling potholes, collecting garbage to prove we don't need governance to do these things. And I'll wake up burning Times Square as we sing. Throw your hands in the air, 'cause property is robbery.
For this and other shows, quite like it, please check out our website, thebonushours.com.